This is the story of Oedipus. So, when Oedipus was born, his father goes to the three fates to consult him about his son's future, his new bright baby boy. And it doesn't go as expected. The fates tell Oedipus's father that one day Oedipus is going to kill him and take over the throne and end up being king of his kingdom. And Oedipus's father is not having it. He's not having it. He's not playing. He's like, you picked the wrong one. So Oedipus's father orders his servants to tie Oedipus by his feet with a metal bar through his ankles up in a tree and to leave him there until the animals can eat him. He wants no part of his son. He says, he's going to try and kill me, whatever, let's just kill him off now. Whatever. But once the king leaves, his servants disobey him. They're not going to leave a baby tied up in a tree to die. So they untie him and they bring him to the next kingdom over. And the king and queen of this other kingdom decide they will adopt Oedipus because they have no heirs. So Oedipus now, his father, his actual biological father, thinks that he's dead, but really he is a prince of the neighboring kingdom. And he grows up and he lives almost a full life living, thinking that the neighboring kingdom, that his new adoptive parents are his parents. Until one day, a drunk man in the street runs up to Oedipus and tells him that he doesn't belong. He says, you need to go back to your kingdom. You are never going to be my king. I don't care what the current king says. And Oedipus is like super confused. He has no idea what he's talking about. So he himself, like his biological father before him, decides to consult the three fates. But the three fates don't tell Oedipus about his past. They only tell him of his future. And his future consists of two things. The fates say, you will kill your father, and then you will marry your mother. So in order to protect what he thought are his biological parents, his father and mother, but they're really his adoptive parents, Oedipus leaves town. He's just gonna go. He doesn't want to kill his father, and he certainly doesn't want to have any marital relations with his mother. So he leaves. And as he's walking down a road, he comes to a very narrow passage. And on the narrow passage is a bunch of servants and a king. And they're not letting him through. They all begin arguing until the king decides he's had enough of Oedipus. He's arguing with his servants, and he orders his servants to kill Oedipus. But Oedipus is a big, strong guy. He kills all of the servants, and then him and the king begin combat. It doesn't even come close. Oedipus kills the king immediately, not realizing the king was his biological father. The first of the three fates prophecies has come true, and Oedipus doesn't even know it. So he continues walking. Greece was like a crazy time. Imagine killing somebody and I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna leave these 15 fucking bodies here and just keep going back. I gotta get to my destination. Can't be bothered. What the fuck? So after the fight with the servants and the king, he doesn't realize it's still his father. Oedipus is kind of feeling like a tough guy, right? He feels like he's got some muscle. He's feeling like a hero. So he decides he wants to make a name for himself. And he hears that a local town is having an issue with a sphinx. So Oedipus continues going, and when he finally gets to this local town, he asks a couple people what's going on, and they tell him that the Sphinx has been killing every man who has attempted to go up there and take care of it. And not only that, he hears from the people of his kingdom that the king has recently died, so they are without a king. So the royal people, the royal court, has put up a competition. Whoever can go up and kill the Sphinx will be crowned king and be given the kingdom. And Oedipus is like, hell fucking yeah! I'm gonna do that. Especially after that fight, he's feeling like a big boy. So he's like, yes, let's do it. He does his research, he asks a couple people what's been going on, and basically, all of them have the same story. The Sphinx has been giving each of these men a riddle, and if they can solve the riddle, she'll kill herself. But if not, they are allowing her to eat them. And that is the deal they make when they arrive in front of her. Oedipus, he don't give a fuck. So he marches his ass up that mountain, and he gets in front of the Sphinx. And the Sphinx gives him the riddle. So when he's in front of the Sphinx says, I'm going to ask you a riddle, and if you answer correctly, you can kill me or I'll kill myself. But if not, I will devour you. And Oedipus is like, hell yeah, let's go. Come on, girl, what is it? Just tell me the riddle already. I imagine him with a sword behind his back. If he answers wrong, he's still gonna cut her head off or something. But anyway, the Sphinx gives him the riddle. And the riddle is, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night? Oedipus immediately knows the answer. He's well educated. So he looks at the Sphinx and he answers man. And the Sphinx, her face drops. She immediately says, you win, I give up. And she jumps off of the cliff, killing herself. And now Oedipus, he's a king. Just saying, I wish somebody would give me a kingdom for a fucking riddle. So Oedipus goes back to the kingdom and he takes his now rightful place on the throne as the new king. And he meets his new queen. They fall madly in love. They have 4 children. And they die not knowing that Oedipus is actually her son, and he is